Hello, PharMore Money family. Today we're going to be talking about a stock called Ocugen. It's one that was at the end of the year, around December 18th, 2020, when I was looking at it, at 30 cents. And today it's trading at $9.60. So this company has a ton of potential as we move forward. It's a biotech company. It's a retinal eye disease specializing company as well. They've actually got some cool partnership right now with the COVID vaccine piece as well. So lots to talk about in this video. It's going to be very unique, kind of where this company takes off in the future from that standpoint, as it also tries to get into the COVID vaccine space. So yeah, very excited. Like I said, it was trading at about 30 cents, under a dollar to end the year, and now it's at $9.60. So it's one that I'm definitely watching. I think it has some potential to maybe 2x our money from that standpoint. It could easily get to $19-20 if not beyond, but definitely one that I think we all need to pay attention to, just from the standpoint of the fact that its ability to pivot itself between specializing in eye disease to now getting into the business of making the COVID vaccine. So let's dive in a little bit further. Thanks so much. So, PharMore Money family, Ocugen trades under the ticker symbol OCGN. Like I said, it's trading as of close today at around $9.60. Obviously, quite a run up since the end of last year into the beginning of this year. Shares have soared 350% since the start of the year. That's absolutely incredible, which in turn has impacted its market cap as well, which has increased from $350 million to $1.5 billion in that span of time. The big indicators, or like flags or stimulating points to the stock to make it run up, has been the fact that it's got a vaccine development partnership on the COVID-19 vaccine. Vaccines aren't Ocugen's specialty. It is eye disease, as I mentioned before. They've already got 3 candidates in the pipeline for 8 different eye disease indications, and it's a big mover and shaker in the retinal industry from that standpoint. Eye disease is very common around the world, and Ocugen has taken it upon itself to kind of, make a name for itself. It's kind of like Bausch and Lomb before it became Bausch and Lomb. Ocugen is trying to, get its footing out there. So very unique stock from that standpoint, but the rise of this stock has been absolutely incredible. It's meteoric, right? To think that it went from under a dollar to $9.60. If you had invested back then under a dollar, you would have 10 extra money already. Just pretty cool, to think that through. $1,000 would be 10,000 today. So very unique from that standpoint. We've been talking about Ocugen and the fact that it's working on vaccine development to fight COVID-19. So the vaccine that it's working on is called Covaxin. Ocugen has finalized a deal to develop and commercialize Covaxin in the US. Now, the developer of Covaxin is Bharat Biotech, which is now selling the product in its home country of India under their emergency use authorization. So basically, this is a company based out of India that basically has manufactured this vaccine, for the locals, and they've got, the EUA, kind of like how we do it here with Pfizer and Moderna. The FDA had that approval process, in working with the CDC. Ocugen, though, will keep 45% of Covaxin profits in the United States, and then Bharat Biotech will take the rest. So this is going to be key, guys, as we move forward. And I don't know how much everyone's been following this, but we're going to continue to see booster doses or vaccines come out against COVID-19 with the number of variants that are out there already. I mean, there's a California variant, there's a Colorado, South Africa, New York. I mean, the list continues to build, right? So from that standpoint, this vaccine, regardless if it doesn't get approved right in by this fall to be used in the United States, that eventually we are going to see Covaxin. And here's why. There's only so many players that are making the vaccine with good results and good, immune responses from that standpoint. Obviously, we know our big players, Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, even to an extent AstraZeneca from that standpoint. But, that's just it. And they can only produce so much vaccine. You're saying the world's population is 7 to 8 billion people, so we're going to need a ton more from that standpoint. And this is where Ocugen can really come into play and help with that aspect. Now, a little bit about the vaccine itself. So Covaxin has invoked an immune response to various vital proteins, not just the spike protein found on the COVID molecule, which uses to infect host cells, right? So it's that spike protein that when it gets inside your body, basically attacks it, right, from that standpoint. So the better chance of Covaxin beating new viral strains is even that much better in the future, with the fact that it can invoke an immune response to many vital proteins found in the COVID molecule, not just the spike protein. So this is the key piece and point that I want everyone to focus on, is that it'll help against variants, which we're not getting rid of this thing in the short term by any means, right? From that standpoint, every CEO, Pfizer, Moderna have come out and said that they're going to be producing booster doses as well. Now, what's the capability of them producing those booster doses right away when they're already doing dose 1s and dose 2, shots already in their factories? So this is where something like Covaxin could be like a enhancer, right, from that standpoint, to really provide your immune system with a little bit more of a boost. So stay tuned. I think this is going to be a big player in the future. Like I said, success is imminent for Ocugen. Moderna and Pfizer, along with Johnson & Johnson, have already cornered the U.S. market. Now, that doesn't mean that Ocugen can't get their foot in the door, right, from that standpoint. Covaxin could be sold in the U.S., especially with Moderna and Pfizer coming out saying a booster will be necessary on a yearly basis. That's huge. If the vaccine gains small share of the U.S. market, it would be a nice revenue stream for Ocugen in the future. So guys, once again, Ocugen, it's a small cap company. It's trading only at $9.60, but like I said, it has some extreme potential to make waves out there in the future. And I think this is one that we have to pay attention to. Even if it doesn't do much from a COVID vaccine standpoint, the fact that it has 4 new pipeline drugs in the eye disease category, that in itself is massive. So like I said, this is a company that's on my radar now. I'm going to open up a small position, maybe 25 to 50 shares just to start, see where it kind of goes from there. But I want to get this out in front of you and on your radar. Have a great rest of the day. If you've enjoyed this video, if you did, please go ahead and hit the like button, and please do subscribe. Turn on your notifications, as videos are going to continue to pour in as we move forward through 2021. This is going to be the road and journey to wealth and to just massive portfolio returns as we move forward. Thanks, everyone.